All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Donut Therapy with Luca and Robert. Luca,
Yeah, it's Sunday 11 sharp, not a minute late. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
We did it. Um, Again, we're at Donut Therapy with Luca and Robert, talking about not healthcare,
health, fitness,
health,
entertainment, and
fitness,
donuts.
and entertainment, and donuts. Which, I guess we could talk about healthcare one day.
Yeah, we can do that.
But not today. Not today. Today's going to be a fun topic.
Maybe.
Hopefully. For those of you guys that watched last week, you guys saw our pull-up challenge, where the two of us put our bronze up against our metal. We tested our metal against one another.
Do you know what you're talking about?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I won.
He did, yeah.
But I did win. So now it is known Donut Therapy with Luca and Robert.
Yes, and it was. I would say you could catch the first episode, but it got deleted. So it's. The only thing that survived was actually was a Donut Therapy pull-up challenge YouTube video, which you can see on the screen. So that's actually going to be available on our YouTube channel, which is Donut. Just look up Donut Therapy, so you can see
that was one bite. Struggling.
We'll put links in later. But yeah, so our the competition video stayed, but our actual recording is just gone into the ether.
But we got out of the 1 hour, we got 3 minutes saved, so better than nothing, right?
So it wasn't a complete waste.
So do you want to talk about our season challenge? Our season physical?
Yeah, so I mean, we mentioned it last week. We have really, you have a challenge for both of us.
So it's going to be the season one, we'll call it physical ability challenge. So all of our physical ability challenges are going to have something to do with fitness and donuts. Although I'm not sure how the season one's going to have to do with donuts. So the season one challenge is again, we have to try three different classes of martial arts that we have not done before. So like I've done Krav Maga before, Luke has done karate before. So I can't do Krav Maga as one of the three. Luke can't do karate. So we're going to be doing three of those, and then we still haven't figured out the punishment if we don't do it, have we?
Just eat a
lot of
donuts.
burpees and a lot of donuts. So, but that'll be it. So throughout the season, we're going to be talking more about our. At the end of the season, we're going to talk about our the martial arts that we ended up taking over the season. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, and then we will have random challenges like the pull-up challenge as well. And then today, so we're going to be doing a donut review on Sidecar Doughnuts, which is in Costa Mesa in California. So we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. So there's a few of them around. SoCal. Did you get just a sprinkle donut?
Called a birthday cake.
Birthday cake donut. I got. Which one is this one? Is this like a crumb donut?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. I've been to Sidecar a handful of times. Pretty pricey when you think of donuts. You think of donuts as like $1 a donut.
These are about $4 to $5 a piece.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
So far, yeah.
You're worth it. Forget the donuts. You're worth this $5 donut. So I definitely recommend you check them out.
Just cut the bullshit. What are we talking about?
Oh, my apologies, everybody. My apologies. So, Sidecar Donuts. I found this article online about this new grocery store that opened up. And I don't know if you ever thought about it, but when you go to the grocery store and you buy flour, you buy, cereal, milk, whatever you buy, and everything you buy comes in a box or a container that is just thrown away, right? Or recycled, because
maybe
we put it in a recycle bin and we just assume it gets recycled, but it probably doesn't. Who knows? So it's a lot of waste. I've always thought about that. Like me, especially, I loved cereal growing up. So it's like you buy a box of cereal that has a bag of cereal inside of it.
Yeah.
And then so it's like it's just twice the waste almost.
Well, no, I feel like it's actually like at my house we'll fill up the trash bin in like a day to a day and a half. It's like we use a lot of trash. It's kind of excessive, So.
And it's not even like food you're throwing away. It's just the containers that the food came in.
Yeah.
This is really good.
It is, yeah.
So over in Long Beach, California, of course, they open up this new grocery store. It's probably like an independent grocery store. Nothing big. It's called Ethikli. Ethically, yeah. And it's pretty much a grocery store full of self-packaged products. So you have to bring your own containers and
Oh, that's interesting.
pretty much fill up. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if they have Frosted Flakes, but I'm assuming they have, some kind of cereal that you can just open up a box and
So do they
pour it all
have
into.
everything? Is it like going to Ralph's or something, or is it like what do they have there?
So I haven't gone there yet. I really want to. So I
So
have
you're doing
no
a
idea.
podcast on this stuff, but you have no idea what it is.
Exactly. Well, as you
Well,
said,
good
we're a
enough.
bunch of hacks.
Well, yeah,
so,
we are much.
So yeah, but hey, I went to the website, so
Well, that's
it
good
must
enough.
be legit.
That's like our generation's way of doing research, right? Because the internet's always accurate. It's 100% accurate, right?
I remember when when you had at least when we have like school projects and stuff, we had to get like so many references from books, and I'm like, what do you mean from books? What's wrong with Wikipedia?
Yeah, well,
You know?
Wikipedia has it's apparently 98% accurate. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, it has quite a bit.
So yeah, I don't know. I want to check it out. So I guess you have to bring your own Tupperware or whatever, plastic containers or Ziploc bags, and fill up. And I don't know. I just wanted to give it a shout out. I mean, it's nice that some people care for the planet more than others.
Yeah.
I'm not the best role model, but I appreciate it. I don't know.
No, it makes sense,
Yeah, they also have like other products there that I personally don't care about. Like, I don't know, it looks like more natural soaps and stuff like that. But like chemicals clean you way better than natural ingredients.
I guess.
So,
yeah.
Science.
Science, man, exactly.
So yeah. But today I figured we'll talk about video games, which is something I really like.
Oh yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, I'm a bit of a gamer. I probably play too many video games.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I think nowadays everybody plays video games. It's like everybody's got the phone apps and Candy Crush, which is supposedly any video game on phones is killing it because, if you have an Xbox game, well, everybody has to buy an Xbox and it's an investment, or PlayStation or a computer game or the Switch, but everybody's got a freaking phone.
Yeah.
Even people without a lot of money have a phone, like priorities. We all have them, know. So, I spend way too much time playing video games, but there's this one genre of games.
Well, first, before you get into that, what's your favorite video game you think?
So I don't know. That's a hard question. I can tell you what I'm playing now, which is different than the game I've spent the most time on. I've probably spent the most time on World of Warcraft.
That's unfortunate. Apparently, that has like one of the highest addiction rates of any game is World of Warcraft.
Yeah, there's just No, it was a great social experience. World of Warcraft.
Somebody's talking shit on you.
Oh yeah, apparently there's I forgot to mute the video audio. So everything we talked about over at the PIP with the pull-up challenge, they couldn't hear us.
That was muted. Oh, all right. Well, it's good times.
Well,
I think they can hear us now.
Yeah. So where were we at?
Are you talking about your favorite video game?
Yeah. So I probably spent the most time playing World of Warcraft. Right now I'm playing Escape from Tarkov, and recently I got into a game called Star Citizen. Star Citizen.
Is it Starship Citizen? Is that
No,
one?
Star Citizen. I think you mentioned your dad played it.
Yeah, he plays it. Yeah.
Which it sucks because it's not like finished,
It's in beta, right?
Yeah, it's like watching an unfinished movie where you see the green screen in the back. It's like takes all the magic out of it, But I don't know. It's really cool. You get to fly spaceships and stuff.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty interesting. But I haven't played it.
Go from like solar system to solar system, which I'll get back to that later because this Yeah, well, I'll get back to that later.
All
But
right,
like,
sounds good.
What about you? Do you have a favorite
Age of
game?
Empires 2.
Boom,
100%.
done. Age of Empires 2.
I play it. I play it once a week. I play it 7 times a week if I could.
When you play once a week, it's usually with family, right?
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you won't play it
I will play it, but you guys don't like to use voice comms.
because it's lame.
If I wanted to play
Oh,
without
you know,
voice comms, I can just play with myself.
What voice comms does is that it's peaceful for about 3 minutes, and then it turns into this like gamer rage thing
Yeah.
that takes over for the next
Yeah,
hour.
that's,
So it's
that's
like,
amazing. That's amazing.
No,
It's
so-
like, when we played Among Us, the best part was
well that
yelling
that,
at each other and being mad at each
well
other.
that makes sense because you're there to just sabotage and lie to each other.
Well, you're
Some of
there
it-
to sabotage and lie to each other. I try to identify who my allies are.
No, I just try to cause havoc because that's the funnest part. But
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no. My thing with video games, it's always the social aspect of it. I'm not a big fan of playing solo. I'm more of a fan of playing in a group that.
No, generally, I mean, I actually find it kind of relaxing sometimes just to play, like a game like Left 4 Dead or something, just on my own. But usually, it's better if you have somebody there with you. You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I'm discovering with Star Citizen, where you can just get into a spaceship and fly around the solar system. You know, but I mean, with that game, you can also play with others, so it's like a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what World of Warcraft was, because you can play with others, you can play solo.
Yeah.
So like if my friends weren't online, I can still like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this and that and that, and it never ends. And that's when the addiction kicks in. And man, I was bad. You know how after high school we didn't really hang out much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You'll never guess what I'm doing.
No. There was one time that I called. I wanted to go somewhere to see a movie or something. Like I called you up. You're like, I'm playing World of Warcraft. I can't do anything. I called my buddy Joe up. He's like, I'm playing World of Warcraft. I can't do anything. I called my buddy Steve up. I'm playing World of Warcraft. I'm like, geez, like what the hell, man? He's like, it's like super addicting. It seems like.
See, you should have just joined us. Why resist?
I played it for 25 minutes where I just ran through a field and killed boar, and then I never found a town, and then I never again. So
Yeah. They fixed that now.
oh, did they? You
Yeah.
can like teleport now or something?
I don't know. They just fixed it. They made it more easy for noobs like you, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
So no, it's definitely the social aspect that attracts me to video games.
Yeah. You're kind of social, but from like 3 miles away or 10 miles away.
Oh, dude, I hated like COVID. Like it sucked, but like me and my friends would all be on webcams, just chatting and playing video games together, and it was like the best part of quarantine. It's just after work, whether you're working from home or going into work, what do they call it? Essential employees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like some of us were, super essential.
Were you essential? Were you essential?
I was. My company considered me essential.
I was considered essential, but I don't think I was essential.
I don't think I was essential either, but it's always like, it's an argument. Like, are plumbers essential?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they
if
are.
your toilet's backed up, hell yeah, I want my the plumber to come by and help me.
Well, you would say they're essential because it's like they're like a common need. They provide a common need that.
But that need is really a luxury. Get a shovel.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do it.
like we're bringing somebody into our house to fix, what's and a great luxury. Don't get me wrong.
Well, but you got to think though, like, so if it might be illegal to go outside. Let's say, if you live in an apartment, you don't have a backyard to shit in, so you have to go outside into the front yard, into the public front yard, dig a hole.
No.
I think I don't know if that's legal or not. You can shit in the front lawn.
You go into your neighbor's backyard and shit in their lawn.
So I don't know.
But yeah, no. It was definitely like the everybody jumps on cameras. I have multiple monitors on my computer, so I have my video game in one, and then all the cameras on the other one. So I have my friend in San Diego, a friend in Seattle, and then of course some other friends who I've never really met.
No,
They're like
you
digital
only have
friends.
The 2 friends and me, dude. That's it. There's no other friends.
Some other friends that I've never officially met, but like I've got to know them online, and they're good people. So like that was the best part.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's kind of like you kind of stay in contact to an extent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know you had one of your buddies moved to a different state, so
Yeah, so now here we are hanging out with you. Ridiculous.
it's geographical convenience, man. I mean, I guess it works out.
Yeah. I mean, just so you know, if I could, I would replace you with anybody.
Well, that's fine.
Literally.
Understandable,
So I wanted to talk about simulator games.
All right.
So I've always kind of known about them, but I've never really thought about it. But like, so like after work, I jump on video games to escape my world, right? If I go into World of Warcraft, it's a fantasy-based world where I can ride dragons and fire magic balls of lightning or whatever, Or if I want to be like a badass soldier that kills without any kind of like mental PTSD problems, I just jump on Call of Duty and just like I'm a badass, and then I die, but it's okay because I can respawn, so it's not a big deal, But there's also like games like Farming Simulator, which I find super interesting. So I jumped on Steam, which Steam, it's video game like network,
heaven,
social network in a way. And I looked up all the simulator games that there are, and some of them they sound like video games, but like there's Farming Simulator, which is probably the top one.
Is the game called Farming Simulator?
Farming Simulator 22.
It is. Oh, okay.
I think they release one every year. It's like Call of Duty.
No, I think it's a couple years old, right? I mean, it's been around for a few years. Because I think I've seen somebody playing it. I forget who.
So, and then there's other ones. So there's other ones that we're kind of go over there. But and there's some of them that like The Sims. That's a simulator for having a neighborhood. But it's interesting. So, hold on. I'm gonna put the Farming Simulator video on, and then I'm gonna mute it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to mute it, so I'm just going to stop it right there. But yeah, so it's you literally like you can get a truck and like a plow or whatever and start farming your patch of land. But it's not just it's not just the equipment; it's legitimate equipment. Like they do research on like what kind of plows can you get, and like the John Deere plow or whatever, and they put them in the games, and it's I don't know. I just find it.
Do you have any idea if they're just trying to make it as realistic as possible? Is that the intention behind it, or is there some kind of training aspect? Like I don't know, if you wanted to learn how to farm, you could use this.
So I think it's purely a video game thing. Now, with that said, from my understanding, like when you put yourself in the plow or whatever equipment, it's accurate. Like there's a button there that you can hit, and it does what it's supposed to do. So I can see it being as a simulator. Like for instance, when I play, I know what kind of gun I like because I play Call of Duty, But that wasn't a training simulator. It's a video game, but it's like, oh man, that's a cool gun. That's if I don't own any guns because I'm a bad American, but if I did, it's like I know exactly which one. So there is one of our viewers said that there's 31,000 people playing Farming Simulator right now.
Oh, all right.
And that's a single player game, so they're all playing solo.
Thank you for that data. He's doing research for us. That's a good viewer right there.
Yes, it's a good friend. And actually, so this is one of those friends that I met online. But I actually met him in person.
This is your fourth friend, your newest fourth friend.
I think he's number 16.
No, you had 3 friends before this podcast, so now you have 4 apparently.
But yeah, so I mean. I don't know. It's just super interesting how, but I mean, like I get it because it's something chill to do.
Yeah.
But like, people are working their butts off all over the world farming.
Yeah.
And here we are, farming.
Yeah. No, but it's I only ask. I mean, it's interesting that I think you're gonna. It's a better quality game if you can make it as realistic as possible. There was a game. It was a shooter game. I forget what it was called. It came out maybe 10 years ago. But it was supposed to take you through like. It was like a military-esque game, and it took you through like I guess the training, and then you actually go to like battle or something like that. But it was supposed to be very realistic.
Oh,
do you remember what it was called?
Yeah, no. You know what? My friend in San Diego would know. Hold on one second. I wonder if he's watching.
Well, if anybody knows what game we're talking about, please send a
America's
message.
Army.
Is that what it is?
I think it was called America's Army. Yeah, yeah. There it is.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ray 32.
Yeah, that's friend 16 of mine. Just so
Friend,
you know.
that's number 4.
It was, yeah. They were trying to recruit, which is a little shady. I don't get me wrong. I think the military is a great experience for any young teen that doesn't know where he's going in life.
Well, it just depends. I mean, like obviously, like it's good. It sets you up for quite a bit of things. Like I had a friend who was in the Navy, and then he got set up for school. So he basically got free schooling. But then it also just depends. Like, I mean, I don't know if you want to go to war, but I think that's only like a percentage of the army. I think there's other things you can do but you can join the army without going necessarily to war, I guess. But I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But
I mean, I'm sure there are people that join just to try to kill somebody, just
Maybe.
to legally kill somebody. But I would assume that the psych evals catch those. I mean, there's always going to be a bad apple.
Yeah.
In every business. I mean, there was just unfortunately another mass shooting. So there's always people that are different.
I had a buddy. He was in basic training, and I guess they were doing they were at the gun range. Some guy blew his own head off. He just killed himself in the range.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all going through things.
Yeah.
Which is again why I play video games. It's a good way to unwind, to relax, to just disconnect from the real world, from problems, and play World of Warcraft for 24 hours straight. Not that I do that anymore. No. Now it's Escape from Tarkov.
No, but going back to the simulator, like the training thing is interesting because they have the America's Army. Obviously, they kind of get you.
Which just got shut down this month.
It did.
So
really?
it just finally they pulled the plug on it.
No, but they have that kind of. It's like training and entertainment, but then like they also have like flight simulators, which are for training and entertainment.
Oh,
yeah. Like Ida's brother is he's
training.
He's trained to become a pilot, so he would do the simulator first, and then I did a reserve police academy a few years ago, and then we had to do vehicle training, so they had to do a simulator.
Mm-hmm.
But it was almost like playing a video game. I was going to school to play a video game. It was kind of neat.
So like here, if you, I'll bring up the video right now.
This America's Army?
No, and I just muted it, so you guys should be able to hear us now over the videos. This is Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is like the shit.
Or is it?
Excuse my language. But I mean, apparently I've never played it. But we're going to, again, get back to that because I want to.
Okay.
Because so I was telling you I was playing Star Citizen recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, but I have a keyboard and mouse. So I'm like, oh, well, let me spend money because I'm really good at this and buy joysticks. So my new friend, friend number, friend 4 of mine, had extra joysticks. So I met up with him. I took the joysticks from him. Hopefully he doesn't find out. and then I started playing them. And then, of course, I was like, oh, let me buy better joysticks, quote unquote better, so I spend more money. And now I'm thinking like, this is also so I can fly my spaceships on Star Citizen with my joysticks and stuff. And now I'm thinking like, oh, you know what else would be cool? Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
I should buy that game next. And then there it is. Like, I don't understand these, I originally, like when I think of Farming Simulator, like, why would you play this? And now here I am trying to buy Flight Simulator so I can just unwind and fly through the sky and pretend I'm your brother-in-law.
Yeah. For me, like I can't. I've played the simulator with Ida's brother. He when I was in Spain, he showed me how to use it. But I just have the urge just to crash into things. Like I want to just like sabotage something and crash into a building, or I just have that troll mentality, I think.
You definitely do. I'm a little disturbed. I will definitely never fly with you again.
Well, that's fine. You have the. We're on Twitch, right? So you have the legit gamer, and I'm the troll gamer.
Yeah, so Flight Simulator, but I can see why flying is a luxury as much as it is work for some people. So I can see why people would do that. But like another simulator game is American Truck Driver Simulator. And hold on, let me bring it up. All right, there, and it should be muted again so you guys can hear us. But at this game, and again, I have some friends that play this game too. and they would play together. So they would go in a convoy kind of thing and drive through America delivering shipments. And again, this is also a real job they can get out there, assuming they're able to drive. You know,
Yeah.
and of course they have to train and take the test to drive trucks and for commercial use. But nope, they're at home relaxing,
Yeah.
delivering fake packages to fake, and of course, I'm in after work, I'm an essential employee, so I'm coming home. But one day, trucks will either be automated or, people
Maybe,
can
yeah.
work from home. You'll be like, oh, all right, honey, I gotta make this package delivery, and you jump on your computer and you like connect to a truck somewhere remotely, and you start delivering shipments.
There was a movie. I want to say Minority Report, but I could be wrong. I think there was a movie where they had like the trucks were like the trucks were driving themselves basically, and then
iRobot.
oh, was iRobot? Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm sure it's, I
Probably
don't
in
know.
a few movies. I don't think it's like a super original
Yeah.
idea, but
In
yeah.
iRobot, the trucks delivering robots was driving it themselves.
Yeah, okay. It was probably that then.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting what we consider to be a video game.
Yeah.
There's also dating simulators.
Oh, is there?
Which I think I should maybe invest in because clearly it is not working out for me. And there's other ones, but it's just I don't know. I think the one I found most interesting and I think there's a lot of YouTube videos about not about the game but doing this. It's power washing. So people power wash, and they put videos of like, look at how I clean this backyard with a power washer,
I did. There's a VR gaming place I went to a few times over in Irvine, and there was one where you're like a car mechanic, and then you have to it's like a simulator.
That's next.
Oh.
I have that one next.
Oh, all right.
So this is again. Look, if you're looking on the screen,
okay, guess I should pay attention
you're
anymore.
literally power washing somebody's backyard or somebody's house, whatever. And it's
But
again.
like for most games, though, there has to be some kind of conflict. Like I don't feel like there's like a huge conflict.
There
here.
is.
Like, how
Look
does
at
it
these
hold,
germs.
How does it hold your attention though, like that?
Because it's dirty, and now it's clean.
I guess I don't know.
So, but I think it's like it's the satisfaction of progress. I think.
Yeah.
It's lawn mowing simulator. One of our viewers mentioned.
Oh.
So I think it's just the progress of seeing like the before and after.
I mean, obviously, like games are for entertainment, but if they can also throw like a training spin on it, I think that's kind of interesting too. Like if you can legitimately like learn how to do something through this video game, that's super. It's entertaining and it's useful, So I mean, like the flight simulator is probably the best example of that.
I can see that, but here is
Yeah, this is different than the one I played, but it's.
So, well, yours was VR. I don't think this one's. Well, maybe it's VR compatible, but
the one I did was VR. So you had like a little, you had a little gloved hand and everything, and then you would do stuff. But it was very simple. It was very.
Mm-hmm.
It was really simple.
So I'm sure this is like realistic, but I don't think they have licensing rights, so they don't call it a Porsche or a Mustang. They probably just have like generic names for these. But I mean, some of these do have. Licensing rights, so they would, like I think Microsoft Flight Simulator, they call all the airplanes by their name, so like Boeing 747.
Yeah.
I don't think this game has the licensing rights, probably because it's a smaller operation, so they weren't able to acquire it.
Well, maybe it could be. I mean, like the flight simulator seems like a need for the organization, because you want somebody to learn how to fly, on like train
somewhere safe.
Yeah, somewhere safe.
but they've had that. That's before it was a video game. I'm sure. They have that as training, just like NASA has simulators for their spacecrafts. They have it, but now it's just available to the public. Well, not the NASA one, not the space flying one, but the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've seen that like on news article or news clips where like they'll do a report on how to become a pilot kind of thing, and then like oh, this is our simulator, and it's like a full blown simulator, but it's plugged into screens instead of to a real airplane.
Yeah.
And some people spend thousands on their home flights or racing simulators. I should have gotten some videos for that, but it's they'll literally have like either a pilot seat or a racing seat, and it's hooked up to hydraulic. I don't know what it's called really, but it's some kind of motorized hydraulic doohickey that would literally move your, like if you're turning to the right, it'll move you to the left, kind of try to imitate the G forces, or if you're flying around, it will, like your chair will literally move around, like being, or not just the chair sometimes it's your whole rig, like it's moving around, well, kind of like the VR place, how you set up, I think you've done like the roller coaster VR thing, right? Where the whole platform under you moves. So it's that, but they build that at home. And then they have multiple screens to like show like your whole peripheral.
That's...
And then instead of like a key, well, they have keyboard and mouse, but they also have like the steering wheel or whatever, and like a bunch of little levers like an airplane would have if it's a
they make
joystick.
it pretty realistic. Or as close to.
So I don't know. I find it quite interesting.
I mean, I do too. I mean, obviously, I like the simulators because I think there is a good mix of entertainment, and then with some of them training, like, so it's kind of, you're entertaining yourself, but you're also learning some kind of skill set, or potentially learning some kind of skill set depending on what the simulator is.
So and going back to my Star Citizen game that I started playing and I've really enjoyed, there isn't as much to do. It's not like World of Warcraft, so it's not like, oh, let me go over here, go over there. I mean, there might be things to do. I just don't know about them, so I just fly around mostly. But like, I'm not.
Can you fly a space shuttle now? Now that you've played Star Citizen?
Absolutely. not like the NASA space shuttle, but like SpaceX, no problem.
All right. I'll let Elon Musk know.
So, Elon has my number. We talk sometimes.
He does?
Yeah. Where do you think I got my training? I got to make sure I'm good before I start a new video game.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, like, it's video games blur the lines between reality, kind of like the Matrix reality, and the simulation, whereas, I was like, oh, I can't go fight a war, so I'll play Call of Duty, which is less realistic, but it's still something, or I cannot fly a plane because I can't afford the training, or I'm a lazy whatever.
I'm just a pussy dude. I don't want to be in a plane anytime. No interest in being in planes.
But you know what you did, and I'm proud of you.
For skydiving?
You went skydiving.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
What we do so just for everybody in the audience, Luca and I went skydiving for his birthday a few years ago, and Luca I think you were the first one to jump out, right?
I was the first. So there was a couple before me, and then I was the first one of our group. Yeah.
And it was just trippy to see like this guy I've known, just like to see Luca just fall out of a plane. It's like,
just
holy
disappear.
Shit, maybe I won't see him again, or if I do, maybe he'll be splat on the ground.
I thought about that. So like, the instructor that I was hooked up to, we were talking, and it was like, man, people think that we're crazy for doing this all the time, but like, no, we're not crazy. I have a parachute on my back. You're crazy. You don't have anything on you. I just unhook you here and boop.
Yeah. Well, I asked the dude, the guy I was hooked up to, I'm like, hey, do you plan on killing yourself or anything like that? He's like, no, I have plans. I'm like, all right, good. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Keep me alive, please.
Yeah. But no, I would love to get certified to skydive.
No, I'm good. I'm good with the one I did.
It was the scariest thing I have ever done.
No, it was. Oh, go ahead.
It was like, I ride motorcycles for leisure, and that is pretty scary. But like jumping out of an airplane, even though it's safer than motorcycles, way scarier. Like kind of like you mentioned, like I was there, and the guy mentions to me like, hold your hands back and your head back. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to close my eyes because, I spent a lot of time and money, your money, but I spent a lot of time and money to get here. So I'm keeping my eyes open, but I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like frozen there. And I'm like on my knee, taking one knee because that's what he told me to do. And he's, we need to get closer to the door. So he just kind of slides me over, and because I don't want to move, I don't want to fall, even though it's like you're up there to fall.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, whoo.
Yeah, and it was trippy. Like I was super anxious going up But then as soon as I went out, it was just fun. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it was just like I wasn't really super worried. It was just super fun falling, you know. But I remember though, as soon as we hit the parachute, no, I'm sorry, we hit the parachute. Then as soon as he started spinning, I got nauseous.
Yeah.
Like immediately, I had to close my eyes and just like think about something else because I immediately got nauseous, you know.
Yeah. No, I thought that was pretty fun. I did not get nauseous from that. You know, my thing was the first step. You know, that was the frightening part for me. But it's also like trippy seeing the ground get closer and closer.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, when I was floating, I was just like, okay, let's just get to the ground just to make sure like this thing doesn't snap off, and then
I think the scary thing is that if something goes wrong,
it goes very wrong.
Well, no, like your instructor will let you go before anything else. You know, like
he's like,
because I mean, at least one person will survive. You know, and I mean, it sucks for you, but one person will survive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. It was an interesting experience. I definitely recommend it for anybody who's out there has the ability to go skydiving.
I would do it once and then never again. That's my recommendation.
Yes, one and done. One and done. Well, but you know what? That's most experiences.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're all closed off to certain experiences, but like, if it won't scar you and you know you can walk the next day.
Yeah. No, I definitely. I was glad I did it. I mean, I'm glad I did it, but not again.
You know, I would for sure. Like, you know, if you wanted to spend more money on me and get me authorized, I forgot what it's called, but like,
well, you get certified.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To skydive solo, like with my own parachute. I think that would be a cool experience.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You know, my cousin's doing that. He's getting certified, I think, to be a skydiver, a certified skydiver, but he's already a pilot right now, so he's getting all into that stuff. But they actually have simulators for that too, for skydiving. They have it's not necessarily like a video game simulator, but they have the you know, the indoor, little indoor thing, so you can
you just charge you like $20 at the mall to jump in there.
I don't know about that. There's some in Lake Elsinore, I forget, Paris, one of those two places. And then they you pay like he said it's like $15 a minute or something like that, or it's some insane amount. But then you just you have like this little like fan that keeps you up, and then you float in place, teach you how to like turn and whatnot.
Yeah, well, they have it in Paris at their jump.
Yeah, at the place we went
to.
Yeah. But he goes to, I think he goes, I want to say Lake Elsinore. I could be wrong on that, but I know there's one in Paris, and then there might be one in that other city. But it kind of ties into the simulator deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's more of the training part of it, you know, rather than.
But you can
but you know, at Universal City Walk, they had one of those too.
What's Universal City Walk? You talking about
Universal Studios? You know how they have the City Walk outside where all the shops, like downtown Disney. It's the same thing, Universal City Walk, where there's restaurants and you don't have to buy a ticket to get in. You just have to spend $40 on parking. I don't know if they still do, but they had that. I never like really had like the urge to go in there. Like, not that I wouldn't, but
I haven't been there in over 20 years probably. It's at Universal Studios, so it's been a while. Is it older? Is it been there for a while, or is it?
I haven't been there in at least 10 years. So.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. You know, video games.
Video
They're all
games,
simulations. Some simulate farming, or being a mechanic, or being in the military, or being in space, or in a fantasy world called the World of Warcraft.
Yeah, well, they're entertaining.
But you know what game I really enjoyed, because again I enjoy the social aspect of games, is Among Us. Which I would love to get another game going. I think you need 6 players. And hopefully none of them toxic or trolls, but
what we need to do is not have the mics on, and then we'll be good.
No, see, that's
if we do mics, I'm just gonna mute everybody, because it just goes into this big rant.
Well, that's part of it. If you don't rant through the mic, you have to rant through chat.
No, I just don't rant. I just do my sketchy, chaotic stuff, and then I just enjoy
what happens.
Just enjoy the after effects of it.
Take the wheel.
You know,
yeah.
See the chaos.
So what did you think of today's donuts?
9.5. 9.5.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. You know, I think I did Duck Donuts was a 9.5 too, but I'm not sure what constitutes a 10. But this is pretty good. Like it's been like a long time since I've had Sidecar Doughnuts, but this is better than I remember it. So
that's good.
So I'd say it's a 9.5. 9.5.
Yeah, it's definitely a 9 in my book, but I've never had a 10. You know,
I don't think so. So it's like, it's like the 99th percentile kind of thing. You can't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get there, but you can get pretty close.
I feel like if you give something a 10, you can get better.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 10 is perfect. 1 out of 10 is obviously perfect.
So,
but this one, so it's not dry. It's definitely sweet. So it just tastes really. Texture's good. It tastes good. So there wasn't much wrong with it. I think it's pretty good. Although it was these reach about $4 or $5 a piece, so they're pretty expensive.
But I think one is good. Like,
what do you mean?
All you need is one.
No, I want another one.
Well, yeah, but you have problems. Well, you're also on that cheat meal diet.
Yes. So I do. For those of you, this is a fitness thing, right? So I guess we can talk about this. So I do 2 cheat meals a week. So that means I pretty much eat. I kind of have a low carb diet, and then I do 2 cheat meals a week to keep myself sane. So, and that was off a workout book. I forget what the guy's name was, but that was recommended through somebody.
Some buff guy. Some buff guy told you to do it.
Some buff guy. So.
Yeah.
And we're really hacks. Like we should have probably done more research before we did this.
No. Yeah. So no. I just try to limit my shitty food intake.
But you do the 24-hour fasting stuff and all that, right?
So no, I do intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I used to do 24 hours, but now I've kind of scaled down. So I do Monday to Friday. I do 16-8.
16 off and then 8 on, right?
Yeah, so I eat for usually I eat between 12 and 8 p.m. I try not to overeat. It's just I eat lunch, I eat dinner. Sometimes I have a snack, and then of course, since I'm not eating a lot of food, I'm trying to make it as healthy as I can during those 8 hours.
Yeah.
But then on the weekend, I live, for the weekend. Like I work during the week. I maintain myself during the week.
A weekend warrior.
So yeah, so I try to spoil myself on the weekend, not too much.
But it's on the weekend, so you just eat whatever you want, right? There's no.
Yeah. I like, for instance, tonight at 8 p.m. I'll eat a healthy dinner, and then I'll start back into my 16 hours fast.
Yeah, but and then I'm sorry, you said on your 16-hour fast through the week, are you eating relatively healthy stuff when you have your meals, or is it just eat whatever you want?
No. So so when I during those 8 hours of eating, during the week, so I'm not like that strict on it, but I try to keep it as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, if I spend 16 hours not eating, why am I going to ruin? And it's again, there's a lot of different health benefits that maybe we can talk about on another episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of health benefits that have been shown to come from fasting. For at least, I think they mentioned after 12 hours is when those benefits kick in. It might be after longer than 12. I don't remember exactly, but so I don't want it's like, why work hard and then throw it all away? It's like leaving work and then just throwing your money in the trash.
Yeah.
Why spend all that time, invest all that time to just kind of get rid of it all?
And this, like, at least with my low carb and 2 cheat meal diet deal, they say you pretty much have to do the 2 cheat meal, or 1 or 2 cheat meals a week. They say you pretty much have to do it because then if you're pretty much suffering if you're not eating some food that you like, so it's sending endorphins to your brain. So you're like, okay, I've earned this. I'm happy. I'm not gonna relapse on my diet. So you have to. It's good to. You have to. Basically, what the guy says is you have to treat yourself every so often, so you don't just lose your mind.
I think what it is that you have to treat yourself because you're weak.
Or that too, yeah. Or that
but
too.
I mean, I'm also weak, so
I know.
I can't.
You're definitely the weaker of the two of us. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we can bring up the pull-up challenge.
I was referring to your discipline. I guess you beat me on that.
Here, hold on. There we go. So just so we can see who's the weaker one.
Yes, you did beat me on that. Although who won arm wrestling the other day?
I don't recall ever arm wrestling.
Ida. Do you remember who won the arm wrestling? And let me remind you that you're live and being recorded.
I had to use my microphone first.
So, I mean, do you have a video we can pull up?
No, we
of
don't.
This? Oh, well, then it never happened. I object. You can
ask her. You can ask. She was there. She's our witness.
I don't know, but I feel like she's more likely to lie.
What do you think, Ida? Who won?
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I I know who won.
Okay, who won?
You won.
Yeah, all right, who's you? Me, Robert, right?
I really hope
There
nobody
you go.
heard her.
All right, well, cool. So on the donut review, so 9.5, you gave it a 9.
Yeah,
there
I
anything
give it a
else?
9 because I don't believe in 0.5s.
Oh, I do.
Because I mean, once you add a point, you can just keep going. Technically,
But
the decimal is
that's
infinite.
like an A versus an A minus, so you can,
It's true.
so
It's true, but potato.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no. What I like about Sidecar is like they have different options, and I think those options change.
I don't know, maybe
Um,
they have a lot of weird, kind of interesting donuts in there, but
Yeah. No, they're definitely interesting, experimental. Some, they have seasonal donuts, and then I'm pretty sure their selection changes. I don't go there often enough to know, but
yeah, I don't know. They do have seasonal donuts. I saw that when I was getting these, so yeah, I think they probably changed a little bit. So
yeah.
so I guess for the purposes of this, our donut therapy review would be a 9.25. Then would be the ultimate review for this. Does that make sense to you? Do you
No, it makes
understand what I'm
perfect
talking
sense. I just hate I'm all against the decimal, but
about? Oh, life is
there's
rough,
still.
homie.
So
You
how
gotta
about
deal-
this? How about I give it an 8.5, so that way our overall review will be 9.
It could be, but I don't agree with that because you already gave me your 9. So
That's true.
so the audience
That's
out
true.
there, it's 9.25 for us for Sidecar Doughnuts.
So technical. It's ridiculous.
I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. No. I
All
mean,
right. So I want to thank you in the audience for doing research for us. I'm sorry we were being hacked today, but we do actually do research sometimes, so we will give you some legit information.
I did want to just compliment you on that shirt.
Thank you. You got it for me.
Yes. What does it say? Can you show it to the audience?
It says it says I'm into fitness, fitting these donuts in my mouth. Something like that.
Yeah. Is it comfortable? Would you wear it again?
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
okay. I got my own shirt.
Yes, you got it to me on the first episode, but we can't see that because you deleted it on accident. So
No, I never.
Thank you for doing that.
I
Luke.
never deleted it. I just failed to record it. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah, a slight difference.
So it's not like I was malicious or stupid and deleted it. I
Just-
was stupid and never hit record.
Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah.
Way different.